The tools and templates at the bottom there is fantastic in terms of the CAF framework. There are templates for everything that I've gone through today that you can use and download. The Cloud Journey Tracker I would also recommend. It's a series of questions, again, on the Microsoft CAF main page that allows you to answer those questions, and it will spit out a series of answers that will guide you on what you need to do first. We haven't covered off blueprints, but we do on more of our technical sessions. But again, check out blueprints. They're essentially Azure artifacts that you can use. Their architecture, designs, and elements. So, for example, there's a CAF Foundation blueprint from Microsoft that allows you to essentially see what they would use as part of a core CAF foundation that you can then use yourselves. And then obviously looking at Azure Migrate as well. So using Azure Migrate across the entirety of the CAF journey from the very strategic stages all the way through to the migration and the end governance is something that you can use. So using Azure Migrate to understand your existing workloads and how they would look within Azure, all the way through to planning and actually doing the work. Azure Migrate is a fantastic tool for that. So Smart is another tool. So essentially this is very early stages. Again, we often promote this as part of our webinars, and essentially it will assess your migration readiness as an organization. So you get scores across multiple categories, where you are currently, what skills you have, there's various factors across the entire CAF framework that will give you a score, and you'll be able to say, okay, we need to pick up the ball in terms of these certain areas for us to be able to be reassured of a successful Azure migration. And then the Cloud Adoption Plan template is a really good template as well. So you can download that template, and then it just guides you through the various elements that certain business stakeholders would expect. So writing an executive summary, for example, is not usually the norm for more technical people that don't necessarily get in the sales process, for example. Those are the types of things that you need to just get a little bit of guidance upon, and obviously incorporate into your various documentation to get yourself started on the right footing. And then finally, from a Cloud Direct perspective, it's really about using the CAF framework as a supporting tool and not necessarily using it as the be all and end all of you will have a successful migration if you follow these steps. No migration is ever the same. There's lots of different elements that you'll come across. Using the CAF framework will give you the best chance of success, but you need to be prepared for these various elements and ensure that as part of that skilling assessment and that resource assessment, you have the right skills and resources to be able to deliver. So we like to use this particular slide just to show that there's ebbs and flows in terms of things that you'll tackle and come across, but we like to think that we turn that into more of a streamlined linear version by the way that we work. Obviously, we work solely with Azure. We have various solutions that map to the CAF framework, as part of our CAF Ready partnership and audited partnership that enable us to essentially see the wood for the trees and build out migration planning. And then how we can help. This is just an example again of how we've thought about things and how we've tried to make the CAF framework. If you go to the Microsoft site, it's got a huge number of pages and different things that you need to think about. So what we've decided to do is put this sort of infographic together, which is hopefully your one-stop top-level shop of what you need to really think about. So why you're doing things, what you need to consider, how do you make it happen. And what we're trying to get across here is not only do you need to do these things and consider these things, is that we can help with all of these elements. So we can help you with understanding your business case and incorporating your motivations, your stakeholders, your objectives, and your resourcing into your business case. We can help you with what you need to consider. So assessing your applications, being able to understand the various dependencies you have from an applications and data perspective. What is the impact on your infrastructure? What's the total cost of ownership of staying where you are? These are all things that we can help with. And then how do we make it happen? As I said, we can help you with the business case. We can help you with adoption planning. We can help you with that roadmap. But also, because of our close relationship with Microsoft, we also get you access to resource programs from Microsoft as an Azure Expert MSP. So things like the AMP program, so the Azure Migration Program, where you can get funding, you can get resources, lots of different elements that we can nominate you for, whether that's assessments. So for example, there's 5 Microsoft assessments that are completely free. So whether you're looking at WVD as a first step into Azure, whether you're looking at a particular application, whether you're looking at a full migration, we can nominate you for assessments that are fully funded to give you that first step into building out your plan. But hopefully when you get these slides after this session, this will be a good infographic for you to use just to bring everything into one place in terms of things you need to think about and all of the elements that you need to build together as part of your migration planning.